I'd like to welcome everyone to the special meeting of the Guymon City Council. At this time, I'd like to invite Angela Walker from the Nazarene Church to pray.
Father, we thank you tonight for the place you've brought us to, Lord. We thank you for this city. We thank you that in your goodness, Lord, that you saw fit to bring us here together in a unique way. I pray, Lord, for the men and the women who lead our city, both on our city council, Lord, but also our chief of police, chief of fire, Lord, our city workers. And pray that tonight, Lord, as they meet and discuss important issues, that, Father, that the wisdom would prevail. And pray for insight, for creativity, Lord, for unity and harmony among us. God, as we best, as our leaders best decide what direction our city should go. Father, we thank you for the favor you've shown us. Father, we thank you for those who served us so well in the military. Lord, we thank you for their sacrifice. Tonight, God, we pray for your grace, for your blessing on this meeting, Lord, and for each person involved to, Lord, be able to speak clearly, to hear your wisdom, Lord, and to come into agreement. Father, we thank you for this time. Thank you, Lord, for our town. And we pray your blessing on this meeting tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Shall we just release the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call this meeting to order. Item 2, attendance roll call.
Good.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Swager.
Here.
Alvarez.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Hoffman. Here. Mr. Cody.
Here.
Mr. Mitchell.
Here.
Item 3, public comments.
Good evening, Council. I have a question on item number 6 as it pertains to your package. I didn't see a recommendation from the Convention and Tourism Board, and I would like to know, before y'all take action on it, what their recommendation was. If it wasn't taken to them, is that the new norm? Would you use that board, or would you just come to council directly to ask for funding? That's the only thing I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Can you hear us in the back? Can't hear us? Oh.
Yeah, I turned it on, but
Okay. Item 4, approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Baker.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
Livingston.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 5, discussion and possible action on approval of contract agreement between the Oklahoma Department of Transportation and the City of Guymon for financial assistance to the Public Transit Revolving Fund for 2020.
It's our standard annual agreement with the Department of Transportation for these programs.
Make a motion that we approve the contract agreement between the Oklahoma Department of Transportation and the City of Guymon for financial assistance to the Public Transit Revolving Fund for 2020.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Baker.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Livingston.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 6, discussion and possible action to approve request amount of $8,000 to artist incubation for the following: $5,000 match from the Oklahoma Arts Council, $3,000 support for a retail event, Christmas Open House 2019.
Evening. Can you guys hear me? Do you want me to?
I don't think that's on.
Where should I start? No, I'm not sure it's on.
They can't hear you. Is the button green or is it green?
It's
on the
green.
halo?
It's green.
Yeah. It's going to be a technical issue.
We can hear you guys. So with us in your packet, but the second item in here is, I don't know if you guys saw the Arts Council's coming to town in a couple of days. And they sent us a letter, I want you to have it and know that they're going to be in town, and hopefully you guys could meet with them also. Did you know they were going to be here at your library on the 19th? Oklahoma Arts Council. They come out every year and they discuss people or programs they have with different groups that use their programs and grants. And they're meeting at your library. And so I'm sure Artist Incubation will either go over there or they're welcome to come into the gallery. They usually come and see us too. But I just got that email today. So they want to spread the word that they're going to be in town. They want everybody to know. Because they're here for a short time. I don't know what else to try. Most of that information that I've given you is in your packet. I have had some questions about who participates in like the Christmas open house that we're asking for support for. And we do have several merchants. We're up to like 30 or 32, and we've added some out north, like H&R Block has moved out there at about, what's that, 8th Street, 9th Street, and up to Myrene's and back. We've added some merchants this year, so we should have a longer route. We would like to have all kinds of, we'd like to have the whole town open for Christmas open house. I would like it to be so big that nobody feels like they can stay home. That's what we'd like to have. And I was asked, is there participation? Yes, the merchants do participate, and they put in a little money also to help us with expenses. We've got to cover a band and some expenses there, some lights, I don't know, there's various expenses that evening. There's some private sponsorship for their hotel rooms, included for that night for the carriage drivers. And I don't know if you've seen these carriages, but these are the actual carriage company. They're in Bricktown in Oklahoma City. They're just beautiful. They do a good job for us. So that's about what that's about for the Christmas open house, the $3,000 we're asking for. That is exactly the amount they need for that evening, besides their ancillary expenses that we're asking your support for. We've already gotten a check-in for one merchant out north that put in $100, so there'll be other monies coming in from other merchants to make that night all it can be. We do have some banks that put in, I know Equity gave a bunch of candy for the elves that we have on the corners. We outfit those, and the secret elves are pretty cool, and they stand on the corners and give out candy that evening. We've had some help for things like that. I think Seaboard will probably donate a little bit of cash to help for that evening. I think they have in the past. So Christmas open house is a big retail night, and that's what it's about. It's not a particular fundraiser, it's retail. We really like to make every effort to sell as much retail as we possibly can.
So, is this one ask, David? Or does it have to be, I mean, can it be split?
It can be split.
I think it's two different conversations.
It is.
For me, the 3,000, I can wrap my head around is for the merchants. I do wish to, Ms. Wagner's point, that we could include convention and tourism when we ask. I think that's kind of the goal going forward, is to take advice from our citizen groups. But that is two different items, right?
Yes.
Artist Incubation has been before the tourism board. Mr. Quimby presented a lump sum proposal, I believe, back in April.
Probably,
And,
we've been several times.
Yeah, they have been several, and each time the tourism board has shut them down. The last time I think it was the 321.
So what is the 5,000? What is the 5,000?
That's just to match what the Arts Council does for us. So, and I'll give you some breakdowns in what that covers.
I added it up, adds up, so organization, administration, outside artistic pay, talent fee, instructor fee, supplies, and marketing and advertisements, at the very bottom.
There was a time a few years ago that the Arts Council pushed the challenge grants from their end of it with the cities, and then we had that issue of the state being, not having money, having a tough time, and they cut out some programs. So I hope they reinstate some of their programs, but I mean, every year they've got to go lobby for their funds at the Arts Council, just like other groups do, but the city did that, I think from community development. I don't know where it came from. I thought it came from community development. Back in those days is where that funding came from.
Mr. Mitchell, if we approve this, where would the funds come out of?
The funds would be from your hotel motel tax fund. Since both of these activities do support the purpose of promoting the community, that's where we would take the money.
How many do you buy motel nights for this month?
Oh, probably throughout those events, 6.
Six motel nights
Yes,
total.
yes.
Any other discussion?
What, a year ago, we were in a budget workshop, and it was brought out in that workshop that about the line item funding for about 5 different years. And the discussion was that we were going to move the line item funding, and that they would need to go, procedure B, they'd go to tourism, and tourism, and then they would come to us. If they didn't get approved by tourism, they could come to us and make another request. And I don't, we started on the 5,000 grant for Arts Council. I don't know that you've ever approached the tourism. You approached them in April for your general funding, we were asking for whatever it was about, and I think that that's why we have boards and commissions, is that we rely on their input to guide us in our decisions. We kind of got into that several years ago, that we weren't moving forward. And we made that was a pretty adamant mistake. I think that night in that room, we needed to get back to it, so that's kind of our night.
I will point out, just for general information, that we've had difficulty getting quorums for those meetings, so that's another problem. May prevent people from presenting requests to that board. We're also having a problem with other boards and commissions.
Is this for a 2020 grant? This
No,
5,000? That's-
well, their fiscal year, one of them would be, but it was calendar 2019 for both. Yeah, their fiscal July 1st.
So they're calling their fiscal year July the 1st, because right here it says that fiscal year 2020, so it's,
Yeah, they
Okay.
do July 1st. Will be brought to you as calendar.
Any other discussion?
I make the motion we approve the request amount of $8,000 to our city commission for 6A, 6.16.2.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager,
aye.
Livingston,
Aye.
Peterson,
Nay.
Alvedras,
Aye.
Swigert.
Aye.
We have 5 ayes and 1 nay.
Item 7, discussion and possible action on approval of posting 4 by 8 foot cemetery rule signs along the 4 entrances of Elmhurst Cemetery.
Pete, any comments? There's a recommendation from the board, right?
I do recommend it because we have so many issues out there, and that's one thing we're trying to do is give them up. I'm going to stay back here. I want to say, I recommend this because we have such a problem with people just overloading the grave sites and stuff. It gets worse and worse every year, and if people would realize how long it takes these guys out here to trim around all this, I mean, it's horrendous, so we do need to get it under control and get this back in line like we used to do. And so I'd like to see these signs out to help that, and then he can refer back, say, did you read that sign on the gate? We've got these rules there, but they're not abiding by it, so we've got to start doing something. I hate to have to do this, but people don't like it. But we've got to clean it up. It's taken way too long to mow and trim these sides, all these lots and stuff.
Thank you.
I make a motion that we approve the 4 by 8 foot cemetery rule signs along the 4 entrances of the Elmhurst Cemetery.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Swigert,
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Hager.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Livengood.
Aye.
Five ayes.
Item 8, discussion and possible action on approval of quote for four 4x8 cemetery signs for installation at the cemetery.
I'll make a motion that we approve both 4 4x8 cemetery signs, item 8.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager.
Aye.
Peterson. Alvarez.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
Livengood.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 9, discussion and possible action on approving increase of adult casket tournament fees, weekly fee from $200 to $300, and weekend fee from $250 to $300.
I'll make a motion that we approve the increase for adult caskets and tournament weekly fee from 200 to 300, and the weekend fee from 250 to 300.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager.
Aye.
Peterson. Swager.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Livengood.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 10, discussion and possible action on awarding bid for the removal of dilapidated structures located at 2003 Northeast Street.
What the heck?
This is the property that was brought to our attention last month, but we had a seller that was possibly on the table. That is no longer the case, so we want to move forward with awarding the bid to go ahead and dilapidate that property and get in there and clean it up. I think we want to carry shores and just the winning bid.
Excuse me. The buyer that we had discussing it wanted her to sign a blind contract. If any of you would like to hear that, I do have that recorded. We do have 2 buyers in the process of getting surveys done. They're supposed to be done this week or next week. So we were trying to deal with this.
Did you call Sean about that or let him
I
know?
have been sick myself, been sick. No. She had to move her out by the 31st out of her house, into our house. So we've had a lot of stuff going on, but we do have 2 buyers right now waiting on a surveyor, so.
How long will that take?
They've been waiting for 2 weeks now. They went through the courthouse to get the surveyor, so our understanding was they should have it done in the next 2 weeks. But when I was waiting on my survey to be done, it took 5 months, so I don't want to lie to you and tell you it can be done by this date when we all know how that, there's not very many options to get that done.
We do have somebody next week to look at.
Do what?
We do have somebody coming next week with the trailers to look at it to see how much. and all that.
Could you have weekly check-ins with the staff to see where you're at on that as far as your buyers?
You know,
As far as where your buyers are at?
we've talked to them every week.
No, I'm talking about us.
Oh,
If you
no,
can
Either
update-
Sean or
If you
Amber.
can update,
Yeah, we can do that.
well, these are options, I'm putting in options, hopefully we can all agree on it, but, yes, sir.
That's a good option.
Okay, that would be fine. We appreciate your time.
I think one thing I do want to throw out is we've been kind of messing with this since I started on council in April. So, I mean, to me, if you guys in good faith can do that weekly, we can support it. If you don't, I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely a nay moving forward to some point. So,
Yes, sir. That's fine.
Maybe call the office and arrange it to have Sean meet with you.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we deny a bid right now with the stipulation that you will check in with our staff
Yes, sir.
on a weekly basis, maybe like Monday or Tuesday. That way, 'cause you're gonna be on the agenda next time. So,
I'll get with Sean or get with Amber, she can set up this time frame. So in the next 30 days, I guess we'll bring it back on.
that's my motion for item 10.
And the same thing for item 11, it was just one was for the waste and the other one's for the structure.
Okay. I have a motion and a second.
Hager.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Swager.
Aye.
Livengood.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 11, discussion and possible action on awarding bid for the removal trash and weeds located at 2003 North Street.
Make a motion we deny bid with stipulation that check in on the best city staff, item 11.
I would go ahead and start having to clean up the trash and the weeds. About the buildings.
Yeah, I think they're all in that.
We've been mowing and cleaning up out there. If I need to bring pictures up here, I can.
That would be helpful. That would be included in the 11.
Okay.
Like, sorry, weed.
Okay, it's not a problem.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Alvarez,
Aye.
Swaker,
Aye.
Littlefield.
Aye.
I've got 5 ayes.
Item 12, discussion and possible action on authorizing to advertise for bids for the sale of the old city library located at 206 Northwest 5th Street.
In your packet, you have a copy of the appraisal. It's significantly lower than the one we received a couple of years ago. And we did advertise at that time, and basically we asked the council to set a minimum price. And we advertised to make sure that that minimum price was held during the advertising and the bid process. Didn't receive any bids that time, but that's the general practice, is that we'd like the council to set a minimum price. It doesn't have to necessarily be the appraisal price, but it gives you a marker on what someone else feels that property is worth.
What was the first appraisal?
I believe it was about 110.
Said because the year before, in the year before we moved out the library, we put an air conditioning system in a new roof.
Right.
And I don't know that would reflect in the appraisal. And I think it was supposed to be about $40,000.
It's pretty rough.
And
I
then
walked through the building several times, and
then
the basement's in pretty good shape.
And we cleaned it all up, we had all the junk removed.
I thought we went out for appraisal because the bid's so long, and we actually had 2 bids for that building 2 months ago.
That's right. They had the $8,000 bid and
10
Oh,
right?
What's that?
Well, we had
There were 2 bids, one was as is, one was contingent on inspection.
For
the same person.
2014.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was pretty dated, so that's why we went out for another appraisal.
And that was on Mr. Petty's recommendation.
Okay.
So do we need to set a minimum? I mean,
I think you should. You don't have to. You can say as is, where is, and see what you get.
I think we need to just leave it open without setting the price, see what we get.
but set it as is.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to get into that whole lot. I mean, if you set it as is, it's going to be better.
And we can either accept or deny it, we just put it back.
Okay.
I make a motion to, so put out for bids as is with no minimum.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager,
Aye.
Alvarez,
Aye.
Littlefield,
Aye.
Peterson, Swaker.
Aye.
I've got 5 ayes.
Discussion and possible action on authorizing to advertise for bids for the sale of 2 surplus properties located at 325 Duke Street, 910 North Academy.
Those appraisals came in at 5,000, and I think the last time there were 4, and we advertised the last time and a couple of years ago and didn't receive a single bid on either one of those lots, so up to the council what you want to do.
And I thought it was my understanding that Mr. Wagner actually had somebody approach him on those lots.
May have, I'm not aware of it.
I can make a motion to put out for bids and without putting a price on them and see what we get.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager,
Aye.
Swaker,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Alvarez,
Aye.
Littlefield.
Aye.
I've got 5 ayes.
Item 14, discussion and possible action on declaring hangar number 20 at the Diamond Municipal Airport surplus and authorizing the city manager to determine the disposition.
Yes, we'd like to clean that up. If anyone's taking a look at it.
I make a motion to approve
I
city
second.
manager.
Second.
Did I do it personally?
is.
No, to take care of it as you see fit.
I have a motion and a second.
Hager,
Aye.
Swiker.
Aye.
Peterson. Alvarez. Littlefield.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Item 15, discussion regarding unmarked intersection along Highway 64 at 12th Street.
Yeah, this is my item. I've been approached by several citizens, constituents on this. If you could bring up that aerial view, that's just a rough, I mean, I'm no engineer, but that's just, to me, and just some feedback that I've been getting.
Can I throw one thing out? My office sits right there at that intersection, not only that intersection going by DOT. I'm a sucky driver, but I've gotten burned several times on the other one because people want to split too soon when I'm trying to turn into my office. That whole area, and there needs to be a crosswalk in there because the kids coming from northeast is ridiculous.
I agree, and I think we need to hammer the state on this, and that needs to be fixed. That's from the input that I'm getting from the citizens. I mean, that's probably too many arrows, and, but as you get the picture, it becomes a race when you get to about Regency, or right before Regency, and back to the Panhandle, and just,
So you're talking about both
Well,
signage
so
and
it's-
painting on the
Yeah,
highway?
but I also think it needs to go to the east, right there at that intersection. Obviously, I was taking the summer as green as the grass is, but it's the same problem going east. It's single until right past, till you get past my office. And I mean, everybody, you can just sit and watch.
when it splits from 2 to 3 up on the top, that's when it becomes the little next car race. And you have to get in front if you want either lane. And I've seen it, I mean, I've sat out there parking lot, and I've seen it, it's been there forever, we've adjusted to it, but you can tell people from out of town, they really have no clue what to do there.
Would it be appropriate if we ask the city manager to write a state letter and request that they do a survey and remarking on it? Is that the first part?
Yes, sir.
Can we do this?
Sternly worded letter.
Well, I've been talking to them lately, so maybe they'll
Good,
answer
good
that
deal.
phone call.
And maybe another recommendation from the police department, maybe the chief has another intersection that while they're checking this one out, they can, add that one as well. I know 54 and 412.
Yeah.
That's a bad one as well.
Turn lane, people think that's a,
So,
Turning into Sean's house.
that's right. I mean, if we do 1 or 2, I think that
Let's
would be
do it.
okay. All right. Sounds good. I like it.
All right.
okay. Item 16, possible executive session to discuss with the city attorney pending claim against Tri-County Electric Cooperative Incorporated for unpaid and delinquent franchise fees pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307.
I make a motion that we go into executive session, item 16.
Have a motion and a second.
Swiker.
Aye.
Hager.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Peterson. Littlefield.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes. I was feeling water.
I make the motion to reconvene.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Swiker.
Aye.
Hager.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Littlefield.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
No action taken on item 16. Number 17, we will stand adjourned as we got open.
I just have a couple of things to announce. I handed out your financials for October for sales tax, hotel motel tax, and use tax, and they're all looking very good. Hopefully that trend will continue. In that light, I would ask that you give consideration to having a budget workshop next week sometime. I'm meeting with Crawford and Associates on Thursday, and hopefully we'll have some preliminary numbers put together by next week. So either Monday or Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, if that's workable for you. Do we have to submit a budget by the end of November? And Thanksgiving means that I'm going to have to submit that budget to you by the 26th and 27th. So that's 2.5 weeks.
I can do either Tuesday or Wednesday.
You want to do that during the day or?
Whatever you'd like. I mean, I can do it late afternoon, lunchtime, whatever you.
So earlier,
Forward?
can we do Wednesday?
Or you want it, or?
What about you?
I'm trying to remember my calendar, I can't see it unless I'm at work. But, I mean, I'll try to make whatever work. How long, is it gonna be a couple meetings or?
Well, it's going to be difficult to do two, but my idea is at least get one done, submit the budget to you, and then you'll have time between then and the December 10th meeting. You'll have a public hearing on December 10th. You have to adopt it by the third week of December. So you'll have about a month in there to make adjustments, corrections. I just need to get a feel from you on where you think the budget should be going, and give you some idea about where we're going to finish this year. That's really my objective, is trying to figure out what year end is, project what that might be, and then kind of look out, use that number as a baseline for next year. So we'll have some time to make adjustments, but I need to kind of get a preliminary feel.
What would be the best day for you, Larry?
Wednesday would be better for me.
Wednesday at 4?
Wednesday at 4.
Let's make that work.
Sandwiches or pizza or what?
Sandwiches work.
Chicken wings, what?
Some macaroni and cheese.
All right, final item. I have a letter here that I'm very pleased to hand out. A letter that we received from the Nash Foundation. They have pledged another $323,000 to the city for our downtown project. Incredible support from the Nash Foundation to the city, and we are scheduling not an open house, but an afternoon planning session for December 10th. Our engineers will be here. We have a preferred option for streetscapes on Main, and we'll start design work. So December 10th, we'll be a meeting, and then on the agenda for December 10th, we'll have 2 maintenance agreements from the Department of Transportation for you to consider, one for Main Street and one for Highway 136.
This is awesome.
That's all I have.
All right. We'll stand adjourned as Scott City Council. Thank you.